I feel like any director's biggest asset is communication. From talking to your crew, to your cast, to your clients, your primary job as a director is to take whatever's up here and put it out there. Just over a year ago, a bunch of buddies and I got together to make this little spec project for a local beer company called Victory Brewing. It is a 30-second spot about the small victories in life, showcasing some of Victory's most iconic beers with some super fun summer activities.
Victories are everywhere, and that's always worth celebrating. No matter what happens, find the victory in everything. What brings us together are life's small victories and, of course, beer.
So yeah, really fun project. I think we put this thing out this past March, and I thought it'd be fun to share some of the BTS, but also talk about some of the best tips that I've found to direct non-actors. Since this was a spec project, we didn't really have the money to hire out talent. We ended up just calling on a bunch of friends and offered them some free beer, some summer fun activities, and made our video. All right, tip number 1 is building relationships. This one's a no-brainer, right? So I think whether you have the most experienced veteran actor or just a group of friends that have never been on camera, it is your job as the director to make people feel comfortable. And I think that just starts with getting to know people.
Nice to meet you, man. Thanks for coming, dude.
Everyone we had in this project was a close friend of our creative director, Cole. So since I didn't have any direct relationships with anyone, I had to start there.
Yeah, man. So Cole didn't tell you a ton?
No, he gave me like a one-liner about it. He's like,
sweet.
You should do it. And I'm like, sure.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So,
a lot of times on bigger, more rigorous sets, you don't really have the luxury or time to get to know your actors on that level. And I think one remedy to that is to make sure that you know your actors by name. I will say that names are like my kryptonite. I am not good with names, but it is something that I always make a point of doing no matter how hard I have to try. Honestly, you should know your entire crew by name. It's really simple and such a small thing, but it goes a really long way in building trust and respect on set. Tip number 2 is to simplify. It's definitely easy to over-direct non-actors, especially if they've never been on camera before. I found that giving them super simple cues and then breaking down the action into its most basic structure is super helpful for them. If you aren't recording sound and can get away with cueing during takes, definitely do it.
And pull out. That's what she said. And action.
It gets your talent in more of a rhythm until the action becomes natural and they can sort of feel out the blocking.
Nice. Cans up and cheers.
If you can't verbally cue during takes, then try to create mental checkpoints for your actors so the action doesn't feel as complicated and they have sort of a step-by-step progression to get through the scene. Sometimes they nail it first try though, which is awesome. The more you direct, sometimes it just gets more and more unnatural. But other times it will take a little bit to get them feeling comfortable with the scene. So as a director, you kind of just have to feel that out on set and go with your gut, whichever take is best. This leads me to my last tip, which is that sometimes you don't have to direct at all. I often like to do this on the first take if possible. Our 2 main actors for the Phillies Day, Brett and Kyle, didn't know each other coming to set. So for the first shot of the day, we had them just sit, chat, get to know each other, and ignore us as we popped in and out of their conversation. This gave us a chance to get reactions, laughter, and just supernatural pieces of their conversation. Again, doing this sort of warms them up to the camera so that when it does come time to start blocking out actions to tell the story itself, it feels a lot less awkward. Cool. So that's all I've got for today. This was a super fun project and definitely a good learning experience for me. I think even though this was a 30-second super quick spot, it took the better half of 8 months to film this whole thing with so many locations and getting people's schedule lined up and essentially doing everything for free. That's just sort of how it goes sometimes. But I hope you enjoyed some of the BTS. Shout out to my guy, Jordan Young, for coming on and helping us out with that. And to the rest of the team, I had my guy Liam on camera, Colin producing, and the rest of the cast and crew. I can't wait for the next one with these guys. But yeah, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. And as always, I'll see you next time. Peace.
Lover.